Man, I'm excited about today because we are charging headfirst, full steam ahead, out of phase 1 into phase 2 of getting the interior of the Jeep organized. Phase 1, if you're following along, was the Anvil Overland dash bar that really set up our dashboard in a really user-friendly, ergonomic, and most of all, safe way. We're hoping to be able to accomplish the same thing as we go overhead with a Molle panel. Man, I'm excited to whip this thing out and show you what we're working with here, but I gotta tell you, there's about 1 billion different Molle panels out there from 1 billion different companies, all making them differently, different styles, different materials, and most importantly, different price points. So we talked to a ton of people, watched a ton of YouTube videos, and really did our due diligence in trying to find the best solution for us. And I think we landed on a winner here. This is from Molle Platform Solutions. It is a small USA-based company owned by a guy named Alan who does superior work. Not affiliated in any way. We spent our own hard-earned money on this, but the people who were singing their praises on this were right. I am sold. So let's get this thing out. I'll show it to you. We'll get it installed on the Jeep. We'll kind of talk about what the plan is here. All right, let's dig into this box. You can see that I've already opened it. I was like a kid on Christmas morning. I couldn't help myself. I couldn't contain myself. I had to see what this thing looked like. So I dug in already, but let's show you inside. Super simple, super easy. You have 5 self-tappers. One is your insurance in case you drop one and lose one, as I often do. But yeah, you have your self-tappers. This is what you're gonna attach your panel itself to the Jeep in a really secure way. And I love that they have included one extra one. That's huge. It is free and it is out of the box and it looks phenomenal. The one thing you'll notice that you didn't get in the box is instructions, and that's okay. You can find those on the website. I'll link the instruction page in the description below too so you can see it. Super easy, super simple. You see that it's basically 4 self-tappers. It's going to be pretty obvious where this goes, but just double check the instructions, make sure you do it right. But let's talk about it real quick. The fit and finish on this is phenomenal. The welds look great. The powder coat all looks great. I don't see any scratches or places where it didn't adhere and bake on or anything like that. It is all bent to be specific for the Jeep Gladiator. All of our holes are CNC cut out. There's no sharp edges or anything like that. There's a lot of attention to detail that went into this, and I think that's really important because this has the potential to just be cut, CNC'd, powder coated, thrown out the door with sharp edges and burrs and things like that that you could cut yourself on or cut your pouches that you're hanging from here on. None of that on here. Molle Platform Solutions is doing things that no other company out there is doing, and I think it's worth talking about. When I was shopping around for these things, I was noticing that a lot of the other companies were developing universal type panels, and what I mean by that is they would fit both the soft top or the hard top JL or Gladiator, and what that would do is about 1/4 of the way up, they would cut out all of this mounting area and just allow a huge gap and an access area for those Freedom tops. So I don't need that, and I didn't want to sacrifice that amount of mounting area, so I could hang the things that I want to hang off of here, mount the things that I want to mount off of here, and not worry about if I have to jam it all up and make it crowded and not user friendly. Molle Platform Solutions maximizes the space that they give you. That's huge. The other thing that they're doing is providing these alternative mounting holes, the round ones that you see in between all of the Molle squares. What that's going to allow you to do is hang GMRS radios or things that require a bolt hole. Maybe the quick fist, the rubber quick fist, if you want to hang like a flashlight or something like that off of here, that's going to be perfect for that. Us specifically, we have to mount our Midland external speaker off of this panel, and it's pretty big, pretty substantial, so it's going to have no problem doing it on here, but that's going to allow a really easy and quick way to mount that without having to fabricate some sort of bracket or figure out how to like zip tie or hang it on there in some sort of weird way. Everything's going to be secure and it's going to be safe because it's going to be over your head. And the last thing we want when we're going on the trail or the highway is things falling on us from overhead. So that's going to allow us to do that. That's 2 of the biggest differences that I've seen between Molle Platform Solutions and some of the other companies out there. But I just wanted to show you the fit and finish on this thing. And all the bends are specific to your vehicle. There's a bunch of different platforms out there on the website, depending on what you drive, whether it be Jeeps, Hummers, you name it. Go check out the website. They got it. It's going to hold up a long time to all the different weather conditions. If I'm driving with the top down, there's going to be UV rays and rain potentially and things like that. Humidity, what have you. I don't foresee anything getting rusty because there's no bare metal on here. Down here on the end, you can see MPS, Molle Platform Solutions, just subtle branding down there. I like that. It's on both ends. You can see it down here as well. So there's no doubt where it came from, but it's not in your face, super aggressive. Overall, I am just blown away at the fit, the finish, the quality, the attention to detail that went into crafting this panel. You'll see the install process for this is super quick, super simple. We just got to get the Midland speaker disconnected so we can hang it on here, and then we're off to the races. So without further ado, let's roll that install footage. All right, so we're out in the driveway. Install is super quick, super easy, especially since we're in a soft top. Hard top has an extra couple steps to it, but it's really not hard. I'll link the instructions down in the description below so you can follow along. But if you're in the soft top like I am, it's just a couple quick steps. You just need a 1/8 inch drill bit, a 1/4 inch nut driver. I'm gonna use some painter's tape and a punch just to make sure that my drill bit doesn't wander when I go to drive those pilot holes in for the self tappers. So the first step here on the soft top is to just pull this weather stripping up a little bit. Just be gentle, it's just pushed onto a channel there. It'll pop right off. And then when you go to put it back on, just make sure it's nice and flat and even, and you won't have any leaks or anything like that. So let's get to that first. Just give us some access to mark some holes and make sure that our Molle panel is nice and even. So as you can see, we're pretty much dead center on our windshield frame here. The Molle panel is gonna sit up here centered. So what we need to do is just kind of pull up on this a little bit, give us some access to that surface area. Like I said, it comes up really easy. You just kind of tuck it behind, let it droop. You can work around it, not a big deal. All right, so this next step is completely optional, but I think it pays dividends to take some time and do this. So we're gonna put some blue painter's tape on the mounting surfaces where the panel itself is gonna meet the Jeep. That's gonna allow us to protect the paint, mark our holes accurately to punch those and drill into them. And it's just gonna allow us to have a better idea of what's going on and make minor adjustments without scratching up the finishes on the Jeep itself. And it's just an extra step, extra precaution, and I think it pays off. So the next step is just to put our panel on top of the Jeep here, and we're just gonna align it so the cutout holes are facing front and the solid holes are facing to the rear. Right now we're just trying to get it roughly in position, and then we're gonna center it up. And I'm gonna use my tape measure to do that to make sure that we're all squared away. Now that we're all centered up, we're just gonna go ahead and mark our holes with our pen, and then we'll punch them so we have a nice clean spot to drill, and then we'll get these holes drilled. At home stretch, we're just gonna take our 1/8 inch drill bit and just drill our 4 holes, and pretty soon we'll be having this thing installed and hanging our pouches off of it, and we'll be good to go. Like I said, super easy, super quick. Let's get these holes drilled. All right, from here, we're just gonna bring our panel up, line up with the holes, and go ahead and drive the self tappers in with a 1/4 inch nut driver or a ratchet. You could even do it with a drill, but I like to see how hard it's going in so I don't strip these holes out. It's just an aluminum up here. Just be cognizant of that, but man, we're almost there. Then we're just gonna place the weather stripping back down over the groove. All right, so this thing is fully installed now. That is not going anywhere, that is rigid. I could probably do pull-ups off that thing. It's gonna bear some weight. The only thing left to do now is to hang our speaker back up and our administrative pouch and a couple other things that we wanna get set up here, at least start it off that way. And we'll tweak it as we go, just like anything else. But I'm pretty excited to get this thing all squared away so we can hit the trail and just see how well it performs. All All right, here we go. Hopefully you can see this okay. I just want to kind of show you what we started off with, and we might tweak it as we go, add and subtract some things, but we hung our Midland external speaker back up here. That's nice and out of the way, but it allows us to hear the speaker, especially in the soft top, going down the highway when we're in a convoy type situation, something like that. Speaker comes in quite handy. It's also waterproof, it's passive, so it doesn't require a power source. It's a great speaker, but that's not what this video is about. And then moving on over here, we have our winch remote, so that's quick and easy, but nice and secure out of the way with a quick fist. And then just past that is our multi-tool. It's a Leatherman multi-tool, so that comes in handy a lot too. I think that you guys probably can agree with that. And then moving up front here is our administrative pouch. So this thing's pretty cool. Can drop down. We can adjust how much we want to drop it down by, but I can stick pens in here. I have a couple pouches, vehicle registration, permits for places like Eglin in Florida. You need a permit, so I can tuck it right in there if I print it out. Plenty of places to stash things, a couple pens, probably some spare batteries, things like that. I can just stash those in here, up and out of the way, and that's going to give me access to whatever I need quick and easy, but not have it rattling around into, I don't know, the cubby up here or my cup holders and things like that. Everything is tucked up and safe, and I have a cool little Velcro place here for some patches, and then in the front here I also have more storage for what have you, and I'll find a place to put all the things that I need. But man, the front of the Jeep now is pretty well organized. We started with the Anvil Overland dash bar, moving into the Molle Panel Solutions Molle panel. This thing is rigid. It is not going anywhere. It can bear the weight of whatever you want to hang on here. Super impressed. Real quick, I'm going to show you how Molle works in case you're not familiar with it. You saw me kind of messing around with it. All right, kind of giving you a top-down view. You can see that it kind of weaves between the metal Molle panel and the fabric loop. So you do a weaving action and then it snaps in down at the other end. Super secure way to fasten things to Molle panels. Not gonna go anywhere. And that, my friends, is how it's done. Super quick, super easy, super simple. And I'm constantly reminded that when we spend the money on high quality, good products, that they fit together perfectly, the installs go smoothly. Oftentimes we buy those lesser quality products and the bends aren't in the right place, or we got to kind of force it into position. It's a little warped or tweaked. You're not going to find those problems on the Molle panels from Molle Platform Solutions, I assure you. And I'm super excited that we finally get to elevate our organization to the next level. See what I did there? No longer do we have things thrown across the dashboard, sitting on the passenger seat, on the floorboards. We can't find anything. Everything's tucked up really nicely in a secure way, easy to reach for when we need it. As we often find, the simplest solutions make the biggest difference. And as always, I'll drop the links down in the description box below, as well as the instructions, so you guys can find them on the website over there. And don't do what I did and wait a year before you install this thing. This thing's been sitting in my garage for way too long. Super easy install, completely unnecessary. Get out there, go have some fun, and I can't wait to see you guys on the trail.